Hi, I'm Jay from Real Street Performance. I'm here with Lisa Kubo. She is a NHRA Sport Compact racer from kind of where it all began. So as racers needed a place to go, NHRA back in the time was looking to accommodate those racers and created some classes. And I just wanted to kind of ask her a couple questions about what she thought about Sport Front now compared to where it was and how long it took to get people to get going about as fast as they were going when she was just hard at it racing the car over and over and over again.
Hey guys, well, right now I'm going to start just touch. I'm very excited over this Sport Front class just to see. I think max boost for most of us were like 35 pounds. So you were watching our cars run 8s. We were so ahead but behind. As we were talking behind the scene, and we were saying that there was us, and then there was a lull with the industry. So you had some guys going fast, because Sport Front back in the day when I was racing, they were like the 10, 11 second cars. You know what I mean? So you guys were nothing like you are now. And there was a lull. There was some really fast guys. But then the industry was very odd. Then I come back and I start seeing things and I'm like, wow, these guys they're freaking awesome. And I came out last year and I watched the race at OSW, and just to hear these cars was just, I can't even, it would give me goosebumps, because it was just, it made me think of back when I was in the pro front car, just hearing that power, and you could hear it. It's hard, it's like this, like it's the heart of me. I'm sorry, it's the heart of me.
Yeah.
Is these cars, is everything about a front wheel drive. I took a minute off and I didn't think that, it would hit here and be here so fast, like from that lull until now. And they're just so impressive just to watch them. They say it's a lot easier to drive. I don't know yet. that'll be sometime next year, I'll know. Eventually, because I want to get my car running already, that eventually I'll get to the attention to detail. Right now, I don't care if it's spray painted. If it runs, I'm bringing it.
Yeah. That's I'm starting to understand. Dave Freiberger from Hot Rod era, he's big in that domestic community. He's like, wash it with Comet and get it to the racetrack.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, maybe not Comet, but spray paint and get it to the race. Just start having some fun, making some runs.
Yeah.
How fast was the Civic? How fast was the Saturn? What trans did they use?
Civic was a stock.
How fast did it go?
886.
Wow.
69 when I hit a wall in San Antonio. Saturn, that was a great car.
Yeah. How fast did the Saturn go?
770s. Buck 98.
That's the Ecotech.
Yeah.
198. Wow. Those had the cylinder head stud is the main stud.
Oh, that's what I was telling him.
And they sandwiched the whole engine together.
You sandwich the whole engine in. So it doesn't, if you see like the Hondas, how they're like separating, ours was like a 2-foot freaking ARP, and you just sandwich it in.
Yeah.
And you could run, we couldn't.
Tries to blow the head off. It's, it's all just like, all there. And what tire was that?
That was a 28s.
Yeah. That's cool.
So they were
Very
tall,
cool.
but it was, the car was on the ground because it was a full tube chassis car.
Right on. What trans was in the Saturn?
That was a Fortin.
A what?
A Fortin, like a bus tranny, Fortin.
Really?
Oh yeah, nothing's fancy in that car.
Wow. And how did it shift?
We put it was a Z, so it had the shift linkage. It was a Z gate.
Huh.
So I still shifted it like this, but not an H pattern. It was a Z gate.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
G-force.
It is awesome to see just how fast those cars were given the technology, and Sport Front getting into the 7s in the past couple of years, and looking back, and the tires are a large part of it. You could kind of argue that the tire versus the technology, it may wash. So for the boost level and what they had access to, incredibly fast cars.
We were literally born overnight professionals. The true story was it was IDRC, Mike Ferrara, and we're all at SEMA, and we were all, you had us, we were all going like to races in the West Coast, and people are going to races in the East Coast, whatever. So we're all at SEMA, and they're like, we have a big announcement for the race schedule next year. And I was just telling Mike Ferrara this, I go, don't you remember that time? So we're all standing there, and they're like, we're going to have a point series, and we're like, hey, hey, points. We're going to do some races on the West Coast, and we're going to have TV, and we're like, oh my gosh, that's like the best thing that, since sliced bread, because that's for sponsorship. And then he says, and now you guys are professional. We're like, what does that mean? So now you'll have us scrambling at SEMA, everybody at SEMA, trying to get some sort of funds, because now you got a championship you're going to have to present to your sponsors. How are you
Right.
going to get to this event? We were literally kids that went into adults overnight. It was like
that's
overnight.
cool.
We couldn't make it up.
Well, the series, just following a series, for those of you that have done it, it really is, it's a scheduled, challenging, rewarding, I remember when I was doing it, I would work my 40 or 50 hours as a mechanic, and then the car would eat 40 or 50 hours. Only the other racers understood why I'd taken this second job on to drive 10 to 20 hours to blow it in the first round and be happy to do it again the next month. The racing in a series part is pretty exciting. For those of you that haven't followed a series, I highly recommend it. So you're with McLeod now.
Correct.
And for those of you that don't know that brand, I grew up around domestics, so McLeod was always kind of a mainstay brand. It was the big brand in that segment, and they're working their way into some sport front offerings, and they currently have some product available. Like I've seen some Toyota Super Twin Disc clutches. What do you see McLeod looking like, and what different engine platforms do they have their eyes on?
Well, right now we have our single discs. So we have those for everyday guys up to 500 horsepower, double the horsepower. We're still looking, and we're in the makes of our twin. It's definitely going to be offered when it comes to the B, the K. We do have mini mags for the K right now, but offered for B, offered for K, offered for Subaru. We're very big with the rotary community. We're the 2J community. We're very known with that with the mag forces. So
yeah,
my platform is to bring this in and just nurture, to show you guys. I mean, this company's been around for 50 years. The only thing that you guys aren't used to is it started opposite. It started from the domestic world, then came into the sport compact world. Whereas most companies, they started from the sport compact world and they made their way into domestic. So we just bring the same great product, but we're just bringing it into the sport compact. So that's what my job is to go out and look into the industry, and it's just the same as it was before. You have the Honda cars are great. You got all the Toyotas are great. All those guys, all you guys are still the greatest, platform. So now it's time to nurture, and that's why I come out here, so I can see.
Right, see what's happening.
See what's happening, yeah,
Right.
yeah. There's nothing better than
Right on.
being hands-on to see everything.
So pretty cool to have, looking back into that era, during that era, I was racing my Mustang, and I knew that NHRA Sport Compact was happening, and it was really cool because I was dealing with these big, clunky, inefficient engines with superchargers, and they had these small displacement, turbocharged engines, and, back in that era, very few people were doing turbocharged domestic stuff in a mainstay outside of the Grand National crowd, but here we are now, and it's cool to see a large-scale manufacturer show interest in developing a quality product and supporting a quality product in the sport compact space.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm happy to be here, and to see us representing for the domestics and me on the sport compact side.
Yeah, so exciting stuff on the horizon.
Yes, definitely.